Bible talks about not holding back, talks about stretching, widening, reaching out, talks about generosity, extending beyond where you are. In fact, it's everything about being generous. Heart for the House is not just a service. It's not even just an offering. In fact, it's a very, very holy service that we bring to the house.
And we know God is moving, and He is not sitting still. He's wanting to take ground. There are people to be reached. And we know that when we come together, we support each other, but we're also supporting what God wants. And we're coming and we're making this really something that we've taken to heart, we've fasted about, we've sought His face, and it's really a special time. And I just know the testimonies that have come out of this in the past have been incredible.
And we've seen God move in our communities in miraculous ways. The Heart for the House is really the over and above, the overflow, so that we can reach out into the community and be that influence. Together as a church, we are cell-based, we're a family church, we love Jesus, we serve, we disciple people, we transform community, and we change nations. Simply, that's just the Great Commission. Every community deserves a life-giving church. And our communities in which Life Churches find themselves, because Life Church exists in Cape Town and in Philippi, but also in Mozambique, Malawi, in Pretoria, and soon to be in Zimbabwe, that all these communities of people deserve a life-giving church. And our church has always been about reaching our community. Everybody loves our story of Mozambique. But you know, that story is only a reality today because Amri was here at Life Church Cape Town and she went to Mozambique. And then also Jarvis from Malawi was a Bible school student here in Cape Town, but he went to Blantyre and did a work for the Lord. He went there and planted a church. And in the same way, we now have Edson and Talent who are going to Zimbabwe, to Harare. They're from Life Church Cape Town, but they're believing to pour their lives into a whole new country. And at the same time with Jabulani and Rayneth, they're going to be going to Pretoria next year. And they are putting up their hands, they're sticking up their hands and saying, I'm available, here I am, send me.
If you look at Zimbabwe, both socially, economically, everything that's happening in the country right now is telling people that get out of Zimbabwe. But for us, we are saying we believe that God has called us to Zimbabwe to make a difference. So all of us here, we are comfortable here in Cape Town, here in Sea Point. Our kids are going to a good school, but we believe that God has called us. So we are jumping into the unknown. So that requires faith to say that God is going before us. God is going to bring everything together for His good.
Also, we believe that Zimbabwe is not going to be changed by foreigners, but it takes the hearts of us Zimbabweans to go back and also invest in people of what we have learned out of Zimbabwe.
It is a huge sacrifice, and it is a sacrifice that we are willing to pay. You know, living our lives, living our jobs, uprooting our kids from school. You know, even in Pretoria, we don't know where we'll stay. But one thing for sure, we know God will provide. We need a place closer to the church. We need new school for them as well. It is quite a little bit scary when you look at it and you look at the bigger picture. But at the same time, you know the God who has called you, and you know the work that we are going to do there. And we believe that God pays for what He orders.
We're also trusting God to provide the finances to be able to completely support Edson and Talent in planting a Life Church in Zimbabwe in 2018, as well as to raise funds to head up our Pretoria campus. 10% of all the monies raised at this Heart for the House offering will be budgeted towards this.
So I believe that kids need to learn from a young age about God and about how He created them, what He's put inside them. Yeah, so I've had the privilege of growing up in this kids' church, and obviously I've been here from actually birth. And this obviously gone through a lot of changes. Over the past couple of years, we have had our space of our own, but it just needed a lot of love and attention. It was looking a bit like a basement. I know when parents would walk down, you'd feel like you're walking into a Batman's cave. But now with this new facility, it really is great in that kids are excited to come to and excited to bring their friends to.
You know, when I walk down and I look at the kids' church now, I remember it used to be a parking garage. Used to come up between Twin Towers, and you would drive down into this garage, and there was sewage running down, water everywhere. It was an absolute mess.
Don't forget the rats.
The rats, and we couldn't even really park there. But and I look at it today, and I'm emotional because I think we've been able to change this. We've been able to change what it can do and the facilities we have, and to know that we have state-of-the-art, beautiful facilities for our children. I think the children deserve the best.
They do.
We have a great auditorium, great seats, great opportunities, great worship, great sound. I think the kids deserve even better. And so we are communicating to our children that we value them.
Amen.
And we're communicating that we care.
In fact, there was a prophecy given to this church in 1997 that stated that there would be ministries that would rise out of this church that would become greater than this church. And we've really seen that. We've seen that in Mozambique. We've seen God just flood Mozambique with churches. We've seen projects being raised up, people being involved in communities. We've seen children educated, helped, rescued. That's been because God has given a word over this church. And we believe that God unfolds the prophetic. And He's done that. We can look back and say, truly, that was a word from God.
In 2016, we embarked on the next phase of our renovations program. We need to raise close to 4 million rand to be able to renovate our existing children's facility that caters for the primary school age. And we raised 450,000 rand in our 2016 Heart for the House. But we still need close onto 3.5 million rand to be able to completely finish the project and pay for the project. At the moment, we've bonded a big part of it. We still need to raise more capital towards that. But we would like to be able to walk away from this project and say, you know what, it's totally paid for. It's completely paid for. There is no debt for that. And so we would really love to be able to have no debt in this part of the renovation. We also have the next phase we'd like to do. We would like to be able to take our foyer, to take our ablution facilities, to take our coffee facilities, our leisure facilities, be able to provide more place for people to gather, for people to come in the week and enjoy the benefit of this building. This is a great building that has a great position. We should see people coming through here every day of the week and having opportunity, not just to have coffee and interaction and social engagement, but an opportunity to talk about Christ. What you do by becoming part of Heart for the House is that you become a sender. You become a contributor and you become a participator in this great commission. What a great privilege.
Heart for the House is a miraculous time. It's an exciting time, but it's a holy time, but it's a miraculous time. It's where we get to see God's glory in action. He said, without faith, it's impossible to please me. So it is going to take an element of faith when it comes to your giving. You can't just give. You've got to add faith to that giving. And when you do that, when you mix those two together, you see the miraculous. You see God showing up in a way that you never expected Him to show up.